right. Good morning, everyone. Thanks for being here. It's a pleasure. I'm Jordi. I'm from System 73, and I'm going to try to go briefly through one of our tools that we have for live and linear content. I don't know if any of you went out yesterday night, but I certainly did. A little bit tired, so don't take into account if something makes not much sense, but I will do my best. Anyway, let me introduce you to System 73. And let me talk specifically about our tool for live and linear distribution. Our tool for live and linear distribution specifically is made to tackle some of those issues which many of you will be familiarized, which are rebuffering, low quality resolution, unstable resolution, and high operating costs. All of these issues, which I'm sure that many of you know, lead to churn, and that's what we are trying to overcome. We're trying to fight churn through our tools, specifically for live and linear content, although we have others, but I'm going to talk about the one for live. What we've seen is that these issues that I was just mentioning, they have all something in common, and it's that they come from congestion. This congestion is primarily in the middle mile, and what we've seen is that this congestion is mostly caused by concurrent large events. It's no coincidence, for instance, that I think that it was 2 weekends ago, Dazn had their first Premier League weekend, and Dazn crashed. Dazn has many resources, so Dazn is aware that this is a reality, and they did their best to solve it, yet they couldn't. Why weren't they able to do so? Because they're looking at the problem from the wrong angle, and that's what we are trying to kind of educate the industry in looking it from another angle, which will be more effective. Let's see. This issue, the cause that's leading to Dazn having these issues and many other companies experiencing the same has to do with the Border Gateway Protocol. Many of you are probably familiarized. The Border Gateway Protocol is what enables us to have the internet the way we do. And it has something which is good, which is that the Border Gateway Protocol will always choose the shortest path. But what we've seen is that the shortest path isn't often the quickest path, because there might be congestion. An analogy that in System 73 we like to use is that we are kind of like the Google Maps of the delivering space. Why we say that? Because when you use Google Maps, Waze, or any of these apps, you type from point A to point B, and Google Maps is taking into account several factors, such as if it's rush hour, if there has been an accident, or any other event that might cause the shortest route not to be the quickest one. That's exactly what System 73 is doing with your content. It's choosing the optimal path so you can get it in the best and most efficient way. Some companies, many companies, as of today, to solve congestion issues, they are using, for instance, a multi-CDN setup. Like most of you will probably know. Multi-CDN setup can be useful because you are putting your content in different locations, and that way it's kind of like not putting all of the eggs in one basket. If one of the CDNs fogs up, you're going to be able to go to the other, and that way you're going to kind of be able to not have a complete disaster. However, it's not the best solution, because multi-CDN setup still has high operating costs. It's very time-consuming. The solution is incrementally scalable, not infinite scalable. In the next slide, you will actually see that in a very visual way. And current switching technologies are not as good as they should. And when you are doing the switching, bitrate fluctuation gets generated, which leads to churn. And it's again what I was telling you about. And I like a lot this graph. It's kind of a very visual way to see what I was just telling you about. On the left side, you see your content encoded in different bit rates, and then you shoot it out. In this case, you have 3 CDNs. CDN number 1, which is the one in the bottom. As you can see, the quality that the viewers are getting, it's poor. CDN number 2, in this case, seems to be the optimal one, and CDN number 3, more or less. What's also one of the issues that, let's say that you have that visibility, and you see that CDN number 1, the viewers are having a poor quality of experience, and you want to solve that. By the time that you've solved it, viewers are not patient at all. So viewers will have already quit and they will be like, no, I'm gone. I'm gone from this place. So the thing is that even if you react to that, you're not doing proactively, you're doing it reactively. So it's kind of pointless a little bit. You know what happens, but if you don't do anything about it, what's the point? And this is where we come into place. Now here, this is a graph that kind of shows how a multi-CDN setup compares with our solution for live and linear content. Let's go to the graph. The red line is the demand, and then the three parallel lines, the blue one, the less blue one, and the yellow one, are just three different CDNs. So if we go at the bottom one, at the blue line, we see that you are hitting the most demand that the CDN can handle, then you add another CDN. That happens again, then you add another CDN. So you are slowly incrementing in that CDN capacity, but you will actually get into a point which no matter how many CDNs you keep adding, at one point it's going to stop working, because we're going to go back to what I mentioned a few minutes ago about the border gateway protocol. It doesn't have to do with the CDN, it has to do with the fact that the links, the nodes, and the routers that make up the open internet might be congested, and that's not going to change no matter how many CDNs you add. Now the green line, the beautiful green line, it's Edge Intelligence, which is our tool. And if you see the green line, it's winning at the red line, which is the demand, and it's exponentially growing, and we are always capable of covering that demand. How do we do so if we are not adding CDNs? Well, we do that through a peer-to-peer network that we deploy into our own system. That's how we are able to achieve and to overcome these issues that we are talking about. And now let me give you some context in how some companies in the past have worked with peer-to-peer technology. First, mostly it's been used a mesh-based offering when it comes to peer-to-peer technology. And the thing with a mesh-based offering is that it works. However, there's an issue, and it's that with a mesh-based offering, basically everyone is sharing with everyone, and you're not taking into account which are the strongest connections that should be the ones that are sharing with other devices. When we wanted to launch this tool to the market, we thought that was not good enough, because we're kind of like solving a little bit, but we're not completely solving the issue, and that's why we worked a lot to have another and a different and a better approach, which is a tree-based topology network, which would be the right side. With the tree-based topology network, what we are able to do is to arrange and build a tree in which the strongest networks are the ones that are on top, and then it builds out from those strongest networks to fit others. So the ones that are at the bottom of the tree are going to be the ones that are just not good enough to be sharing. And that way, what we are capable of doing so is we are capable to give an optimal quality of experience to the viewers that are using this technology. So, not to go again very repetitively, but without the tree topology, you're going to have less delivery efficiency. You're going to increase on the network peering points, CDNs, and origin, and you're going to have higher delivery costs, because at the end of the day, you're going to have more endpoints to the CDN. Whereas with the tree topology, we're going to have that optimal delivery efficiency. We're going to have less traffic to the CDN. Therefore, you're going to reduce your delivery costs. And this is actually from a live environment from one of our customers, an event that we covered, and we did certainly impressive results. 94% of the audience had the highest quality resolution, which was 1080. 2% was at 720, 2% was at 540, and 2% was at 480. All of that while being able to offload into our own network 78% of the CDN traffic. So this is super impressive, because maybe a company will come to you and will say, hey, we can improve the quality of experience of your viewers, but then you're going to pay for it. And some others will say, hey, we're going to decrease your cost, but then the quality of experience will be lower. So what we're able to do is we're able to do both things. We're going to give you a good quality of experience for your viewers while also decreasing costs, which is what it makes our solution so special and so different from the rest. So yeah, to summarize, what I was just telling you about, it's going to make you forget about rebuffering, low quality resolution, unstable resolution, and high operating costs. Our goal is to to make that a thing of the past, and that's what we do with Edge Intelligence. Yeah, that's about it, guys. Thank you for your attention, and if you guys have any questions in which I might be able to, yeah, to solve, please go ahead and let me know.